All right, so today we're gonna get into the best rugged cases for the iPhone 14 Pro Max. All right, now these are my favorite rugged cases. Now, some of you may want extremely bulky cases to protect your phone, but listen here, man, it's the new age. You don't have to have a huge bulky case on your phone to give you that protection. A lot of these cases are slim and they offer you some good protection. All right, so see these right here, these 5 cases I have over here are some of the most heavy duty cases that's out there in my opinion for everyday use. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the very first one, and let's kick it off with the Nomad rugged case. Now I know if you're familiar with Nomad, I'm pretty sure you know about their leather cases, the sport cases. They make some very dope bands also, man. Just makes very nice rugged looking things, man. And the rugged case is going to be their new offering for the 14 Pro Max, all right? Because it's the reason why I like this case, because most rugged cases aren't giving you a nice soft lining on the inside, and that's what they give you, MagSafe compatible. Let's go ahead and slap the phone up here. All right, now this is going to be rated up to 15 feet of drop protection. They're going to give you a few different color options. This is going to be their black version, and they also give you like a very deep green version, and they also are coming out with that orange version. By the time of this video, hopefully it's out. Absolutely beautiful, all right? But that's what you expect when it comes to the Nomad rugged case. You're gonna have some little enhanced corners here on the side to give you a little bit of that shock absorption when you drop it on the side. You're going to get your camera lip protection, although I would like to see a little bit more camera protection. That's what we have working with when it comes to that. Flipping it on the lay on tail protection. For it to be a rugged case, I probably would like to see a little bit more of a lip on the front as well. But one thing that you'll see is a lot of these cases that even include rugged in their name, the lips on the camera and on the screen really isn't as big as you would expect it to be. So it kind of gets the job done, all right? Very nice tactile buttons when it comes to the volume up and down, power button, very stiff, all right? One thing about a rugged case, you don't want a loose, sorry fitting rugged case, because the last thing that you want is your phone to drop and your phone to go flying out your case, all right? And of course, it is MagSafe compatible. MagSafe magnets, I would give them middle ground. It tries to pick up this bass. Probably would like to see them be a little bit stronger, but it's not terrible, all right? So the Nomad rugged case, in my opinion, is such a very clean, solid option, and that's the reason why I like it, man, because they kept it very clean, very minimal, yet giving you that protection. Also on the back, you can see those little elevated corners right there, so when you set it down, it's not going to rock, and it's going to keep that back from, you know, contacting any service that you got going on. So Nomad rugged case, I really like this case from Nomad. Next case up on deck is going to be the UAG Monarch Pro, all right? I know you guys will absolutely slaughter me if I do not put a UAG case in the most rugged cases for the 14 Pro Max, all right? So the UAG is one case that when you see it, you know it's a UAG case and you know what to expect when it comes from UAG cases, man. They have been leading they have been doing their thing for a long time, all right? UAG has been in the game, Urban Armor gear, ever since I can remember, and I've been in the case game for a very long time, even before I started YouTube, man. And this case right here, I feel like it's one of the most popular cases that UAG has to offer, man. You're going to get a very nice rugged look on the outside. On the corners, you're going to get a lot of material here on the corners, and that's really going to help for that shock absorption, all right? You're going to get a lot when it comes to the top and when it comes to the side corners. When you're talking about that lip, you have a nice little recessed lip for that screen. I'm running a tempered glass screen protector. For those that don't, you even have a more recessed screen in there, so that's good to go. Flipping over to that camera, you see you get a nice camera lip, all right? Like I stated, some of these cases have very shallow camera lips, but when it comes to this UAG, their camera lip is very recessed. I think it's good. You're definitely going to be protected, all right? Now, when it comes to the fit of it, one thing, UAG, and I always say I can always pick out something in a case that kind of turns me off a little bit. I just wish this case would fit like the Monarch before they added MagSafe. Before, these sides would not budge. It would be so rigid on your phone, but for some reason, the new design that they started coming out with, you got this flex on the side, and that's something that I personally really don't care for. I want them to get back to that very rigid design and still giving us that MagSafe, man, because that's what you get when it comes to this rugged case. When on UAG, you still get MagSafe capabilities, man. I'm so glad they added MagSafe to their cases. It was a long time coming, but they finally did it, and I'm here for it, all right? Volume up and down buttons, very nice and tactile, just perfect. Even with those flexes, you still get a very nice fit. You don't get like a sorry fit because it flexes on the sides. All 4 corners pop just fine. You're just going to get a little bit of play when it comes to that, man. And on the back, you are going to get those raised feet again, man. It's the little you know, the little additions here that makes the case is just so good to when you're setting it down, you don't got to worry about damaging this surface, man, because that is a very dope looking back when it comes to UAG, all right? This case right here is going to be rated up to 25 feet of drop protection, all right? So UAG for sure is bringing the protection, man. So you might want to go check it out. UAG, been in the game for a long time. Monarch Pro for the 14 Pro Max. So this next case, if I got a penny for every time someone asks me about this case, I will be a rich man, all right? And we got to talk about the Case Defy Bounce, all right? And the first thing that we got to go ahead and talk about is the design and what you can get on the customization of the Case Defy Bounce cases. And Case Defy cases in general, no matter whether it's the Impact, Ultra Impact, anything like that, you're going to get very nice designs, customizations. I mean, just look at this right here. How many case brands are you going to know going to give you a pattern of a broken glass on the back of the case itself, all right? Yeah, that's the type of customization that you get with Case Defy. But I'm going to tell you what. One thing that you're not going to get when you run a bounce case is going to be a broken glass. We're talking about 21.3 feet of drop protection, and that's due to their all-new EcoShock technology when it comes to the inside of this case that's really boosting all of the protection when it comes to their cases across the line. And the feature thing when you were talking about bounce cases is going to be their air cushion sides right here. That's going to be elevated, ribbed, and it's really going to allow for those drops to really absorb. And if you know anything about EcoShock, and I'll make sure to put a little link right here, EcoShock material really absorbs a drop and you don't have anything to worry about. I've drop tested this, and one thing you worried about with Case Defy cases, it's not going to break, man. These things know how to protect your phone, all right? So let's slap it in. So not only do you get MagSafe, you get a very nice, tight, snug fit when it comes to that. You're going to get a little protection when it comes to your camera area. You're going to get a nice little lay on the table lip when it comes to that as well. But like I said, the highlight when it comes to the bounce cases are going to be these reinforced corners. That's going to literally allow your phone to absorb all that drop, and you will be good, and you don't have to worry about anything happening to your case, all right? They're just tried and true when it comes to protection when you're talking about a Case Defy case. Very strong MagSafe magnets. As you can see, it is picking up my base right here. So you have very strong magnets with this Case Defy case, man. So the bounce, if you're out there and if you have the dropsies, if you got the clumsies, look no further, man. You're not going to get any case out there on the market that's going to give you this level of protection with this level of customization, all right? Now, speaking of the bounce case and customization, they're running a Black Friday campaign, and we're going to get into it, man, because Case Defy did sponsor this video. So let's go ahead and talk about the package deal that you can get on Black Friday if you go out there and pick yourself up a Case Defy bounce case. So Case Defy for Black Friday is having the biggest sale of the year, giving you some of the biggest discounts on their accessories, all right? And one thing they want to focus on is the tech combo deal that's going to give you 360-degree protection on your iPhone 14 Pro Max, all right? And let's go ahead and kick that off with the Case Defy Bounce, giving you 21.3 feet of drop protection, 6 times the military grade standard. You're going to get your raised cushion corners that's really going to absorb those drops, made of that all new shock absorption EcoShock technology, which is going to raise that protection around the whole Case Defy lineup. And the bounce case is probably the most customizable case when you come to talking about designs and different things like that really make the case your own, all right? Flipping that on the back side, let's talk about that camera lens protector, because we already know the iPhone 14 Pro models have those big camera lenses. You want to get them protected and keep them clean and fresh with the camera lens protector, which is also very easy to install. Always keep that camera protected. Flip it over on the front, gotta finish it off with a tempered glass screen protector, all right? We're talking about scratch resistant, HD clarity, easy to install, and then we're talking about icing on the cake. You're gonna get that nice utility strap, very easy to install on your phone. Throw it over your neck, wear it, sport it, rock your Case Defy case in fashion, put a little pin or whatever you want to slide in the slots, and you're good to go, all right? But make sure you head over to Case Defy on Black Friday to get some of the biggest discounts that you've seen. Let's get back to the video. Now, for all my car heads out there, man, if you watch Daily Driven Exotics DDE, that is the first time that I heard about this case right here, and this is going to be the Rockform rugged case, all right? Now, this case right here is a nice one, all right? I mean, when you're talking about rugged, just very hard protection, nice felt lining on the inside, very strong magnets, reinforced corners. This case also goes down as one of the most protective cases that's out there. And if you watch their videos, man, they chuck this case around. I will insert the clip to when I did the 13 Pro Max video, if I still got it. I chucked this thing through down my driveway, and it survived just good, man. They didn't tell me to do that drop test. I did it on my own because I felt that confident when it came to this case right here, man. So you're gonna get a very nice carbon weave when it comes to the back of it here. Now, one thing about the rock form cases, they do have attachments. They got wallets, different things that goes on to this, because one thing that I love about the rock form case is you can stick this on anywhere that has a metal surface. They're gonna give you that magnetic bond because they have listen, Rockform probably has the strongest magnets out there when it comes to anything, because not only do they have the circle magnet, they got a huge magnet right here as well. And when I'm telling you, this thing picked this up with no issues, I'm talking about with 1,000% confidence. That is what this Rockform case does. And it always goes down as one of the most protective cases, but yet offers you a very strong magnet as well, and that's what I really like about it. You're going to get these very flat buttons here, but they're tactile. It could be a little better in my opinion to give you a little more feedback, but it's not too bad. Power button right there, that's going to be good. Flipping over on the bottom, you see you're going to get your cutouts, everything right there. There's a little lanyard port in case you want to add a little lanyard hole. Let's go ahead and take a look at that lip. When we're talking about layer on protection, you do get that lip, and you get elevated corners on the side, so your layer on tear protection, or if you drop like that, will be good as well. And taking a look at that camera, very shallow. I would like to have a little bit of a deeper camera, but I still think you will be good, man. The Rockform rugged case is tried and true. I trust it. A lot of other creators trust it. You just can't go wrong with a Rockform case. And then you adding those powerful magnets make this the perfect package when we are talking about a rugged case. And last but not least, let's go ahead and check out the Supcase Unicorn Beetle Pro for the 14 Pro Max, man. This case right here has a lot of things going on with it, which I can really appreciate. So when you look at it on the back, you see, of course, you're going to get that MagSafe ring right there. But not only is this a ring, this also acts as a kickstand as well, man. They did a really good job with this case. I know last year they did a good job of making this case, but I'm glad to see they incorporated the kickstand and MagSafe in their Unicorn Beetle Pro, because I feel like this is a very solid option. Now, this right here is going to be one of those cases that's going to give you 360 degrees of protection. Yeah, you got the old school plastic on the face right here. If you don't like the plastic, you can put a heat gun to it and pop the plastic out. I know a lot of you like to do that. Run your own tempered glass screen protector and you'll be good to go. All right, so let's go ahead and pop it out. You know, be a little careful. So this is going to be that two-part style case. All right, so let's go ahead and pop it in. Now, I have a tempered glass screen protector up here. I'm going to leave it on because it still works even though you got a tempered glass screen protector already on. All right, so let's go ahead and install the case, and let's make sure everything is all the way around it and solid. All right, boom. All right, so here it is. This is going to be the Supcase Unicorn Beetle Pro for the 14 Pro Max, and this right here gives you a demanding level of protection. I feel like I'm good when I have this whole setup in here, all right? When it comes to this, you're going to get wide. It's going to be thick because it's giving you a lot of protection. That screen is recessed down up in here, so I already feel like you can throw this thing a good ways and you'll be good to go. Checking out the cameras, it is recessed down up in there on the sides. You're going to get a little bit of a gripper pattern right there. Buttons work absolutely fine. When you're talking about holding the buttons, and once again, screen protector with the plastic screen protector, everything is good. You can zoom in. Let me get the photo right here, and you can zoom in, and I'm not even adding no extra pressure than I would normally be adding when we are talking about running a case like this. All right, another level of protection that you're going to get is going to get a little protection when it comes to the flap. All right, so you're not going to get your lightning port. I keep wanting to say type C all the time, but you're not going to get any dust or debris in your lightning port. All right, so like I said, 360 degrees of protection. Bringing your MagSafe over here, you got a nice confident MagSafe. As you see, it is picking up this base, so you're good to go when we are talking about MagSafe as well. And a little bit of an addition is if you can just prop it up, and you're talking about a very sturdy kickstand. This isn't anything weak. It has a very sturdy hinge, and I love cases that can incorporate two things in one: protection, and you got MagSafe, and you have a kickstand with it. That's what I'm talking about. That is how you do a Supcase when you were talking about this level of protection. Pop it back in there and you are good to go. All right, so that's going to be the best rugged cases for the 14 Pro Max. If you have a favorite rugged case, let me know in the comment section down below. You know that's where I'll be. Make sure y'all hit that sub button and make sure you like the video, man, because that really helps the channel out a lot. Get subbed up because you know I'm bringing you more accessories for the 14 Pro Max. All right, be safe. Catch you on the next one. Later.